Hello there, beautiful souls, and welcome. I'm Lori Marie, founder of the Eighth House Mystery School. It's a sacred space for growth, healing, awakening, and remembering the deeper truth of who we are. Today, I have the honor of sitting with this beautiful, gifted soul. She's an instructor with our school, Carol, whose journey of wisdom and heart-centered work are touching lives in meaningful ways. This conversation is an invitation to slow down, listen deeply, and receive the gems often emerge when we speak from the soul. So wherever you are in your journey, welcome, and let's jump right into it. How are you doing today, Carol?
I love it. First of all, it's 12:22, so 222. We gotta love the signs and synchronicities. But yeah, I'm doing really well. I'm just really excited to be a part of this new transformation and expansion and just chapter, to be with you and other like-minded people. This is just so beautiful to me, especially because I've been receiving so many messages and downloads from Spirit about being in a community, about being with people who actually want to take radical accountability of thyself, as well as being that inspiration for others. I love that we're here to grow within ourselves and with each other. So I'm so blessed.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel super blessed for you to be a part of our team. I really feel like everybody's going to love you. And so, on that note, let's learn a little bit about you. Tell us, who are you becoming? And when you look at your life journey so far, who do you feel you are becoming in this season of your life?
Oh my gosh, it's so interesting because if you were to ask if you were to see me in 2020, right? Like if you were to see that woman, I would have, and you said, hey, you're going to be teaching classes, you're going to be doing tarot, or you're going to be like branching out, I would have been like, you're kidding, right? Like there's no way. There's no way, because I'm so used to my past self is so used to just being in this comfort zone, right? I'm so used to just doing the same thing over and over and over again. But again, going back to 2020, I unfortunately, but also fortunately, I'm grateful that I hit rock bottom. And that was during COVID. And going back to like my own childhood, I was very intuitive. I am now. But back then, I could see things, I was receiving messages, and I had all this information, and I would try to share that with like my caretakers. But I believe from my understanding that they were probably like, what is she saying? That's a little weird. And so I was told that I was too sensitive and too much, and I was too loud. And so I shut that off. But now moving forward in 2020, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know who I am, right? I was also I was 33 at the time. So I was literally going through identity crisis where I was like, I don't know who I am anymore. And I remember crying and being like, where do I go from here? I even got down on my knees and asked for Spirit, my highest self, to please help me. Like, I can no longer do this on my own as much as I've tried. And so ask and you shall receive. And I believe in the power of three, and three things came to me. I didn't tell people about my journey. And that's when I really was like, okay, there's something here. There's something here. And so again, I was going through my identity crisis, and people started coming to me with answers that, again, I didn't share this stuff. They were just like, hey, why don't you go to Celebrate Recovery or go to trauma therapy? And I'm like, I don't have trauma. And I was like, wait a minute. We do, we all do. We all have our circumstances and sufferings. But at that point, I was like, you know what? I really need to hold myself accountable, and I don't want to suffer anymore. It doesn't feel good. It feels icky. I don't want to be a victim. I want to be a victor. And so that's when I started taking the steps. And the more I gravitated to that, the more I was seeing things, right? I realized my whole life was a lie. And then I was like, oh my God, I am worthy. I'm a worthy individual without the attachments, right? Because I was attached to my job. I was chasing the money. I was chasing validation, or I wanted to have other people outside of myself tell me I was a good person. But the thing is, did I believe that? I didn't at the time. But now I believe that so much more. And it's so beautiful because the less I do, the more I receive, like it's so
That's
beautiful.
how
I
it
keep
works.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. And I just was also like realizing how to regulate my nervous system, my cortisol, and all that stuff. So I just feel unconditional love within myself and just at peace. So that's why I'm here from that journey so far. But who am I becoming now? I don't know. I think I'm here to be the mirror for people of what they can be if they choose to step through it, right? We have to get through it in order to be at peace is where I think I'm heading.
Yeah, I think you're on that path for sure. So what shaped your heart? Can you share maybe a life experience? I know you explained, your time about COVID, that helped kind of be that catalyst, but what maybe isolated incident helped reveal your deeper path?
Well, I think the biggest thing is my grief journey. My grief journey around the loss of my mom. My mom passed when I was 14, and I also was her caretaker. So I've been a caretaker since I was 5. And so there was that whole codependency relationship. And then once I realized that I was also codependent on other things, right? So I was codependent on my job, I was codependent on whatever. I can go down a list. So because COVID made me shut down my business, I didn't have that to fill a void, right? I didn't have that. So that's when I realized I need to open my heart to grieve in a healthy way. And so I really do think the biggest catalyst is my mom for sure, because I ended up becoming Reiki attuned to become a healer level 1 and 2. And then I became more of a medium, right? I was like, oh my God, my mom is here. Like she's telling me it's okay to feel, right? In order to heal, we have to feel. So again, I really do think my biggest catalyst is the grief, allowing myself to feel and be vulnerable and realize that toxic positivity isn't it. Because I'd always be like, it's rainbows and ponies and sunshine, right? And I was like, no, 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 no. I need to be myself. My authentic self is where that's going to help me lead, and that's going to help me open that even more. And there's times that I still kind of close it, but I still have people around me to be like, Carol, how are you? Like, let me help you. So I'm also learning still to receive. So receiving is also a big thing for my heart as well.
Well, for the astrology lovers out there, you're a Capricorn, and Capricorns are really like they have a lots of responsibility on them in early life. And now here you are, turning that around, ready to have fun, teach people, what you've been through. You have that life experience. So, it's time to enjoy yourself. And that's what this school's going to be about. We're going to have fun.
I'm excited. So again, it's that inner child, right? Because
Yes.
that's so funny because that's like the biggest theme this past week. It's so like funny in a way, but also not surprising. But like my inner child. So I think right now this school and this journey is going to help my 14-year-old self, because that's that part right there, that teenager ego. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Like
I have a
that's
14-year-old, so yes, I get it.
yeah,
Um,
like yeah.
So on that note, exactly what you're saying, what did call you to the eighth house of your school? There are many ways to go share your wisdom. And what was it about the community and the vision that spoke to you?
Well, it was really interesting because when we had our meeting, I kept getting the words expansion, 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 grow. I wanted to reach out to more people, not just from Arizona, just from all different parts of the world, right? So also the messages that I keep getting is like, stop dimming your own light, get out of your own way. Like you are worth more than just keeping yourself in a small container. And so I was like, okay, Spirit, I have no idea what that means, but I'm really open to see what you're going to deliver. And I just kept seeing your messages pop up on my Facebook. And I was like, all right, what's this about? And so I messaged you because, like, I don't remember exactly what you posted, but at the time, I'm like, oh my God, is she reading me? Like, am I getting a tarot reading? Like, what is happening? And so, yeah, that's one of the reasons that I came to you. But also, the big part is you are who you surround yourself with. And what I love is the people that I've already met within this school, this community. There are people that are authors. There are people that are doing big, bad, cool things. And I don't say bad in a bad way. I'm saying like bad, baddie,
Badass.
snappy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I want to be around that because I think that's going to help me go to another level. And again, like my Capricorn self is like, oh my God, that's so weird. But my Sag is like, let's go, let's rise to this occasion.
It's true. I teach, my child. I've worked with children most of my life until now as an adult, working with adults. But, I always say that you are who you surround yourself with. And if you look around at the five closest people in your life, and I don't mean your children, but the five, adults that you surround yourself with that are the closest to you, those are who you are. They're a reflection of you. And if you don't like who you are and you're not happy with yourself, you really do need to look at who's projecting back at you and then take that into consideration as you grow and change. So a lot of people will get that through the school. They're going to realize that by joining the Eighth House Mystery School, that they're going to be around a much different vibe than their everyday life. And that's why it's so important for us to come in authentic, transparent, so that the students know that that's natural, that's normal, that's okay, and that they can be those things in everyday life. And if they don't feel comfortable just yet in their everyday present life, they definitely have that place within the school.
Yeah. And I also believe that when it comes to my own manifestations, if I'm around people that are vibing at that level, my manifestations happen quicker. Like I'll be around other people and I'm like, oh my God, did you see that? Did you get that number? Oh my God, angel numbers are coming. So that's why I'm like, I need to be around more people like that are doers and have goals and desires and just reaching for the stars.
If you're around people who are tapped in to source, spirit, God, who are tapped in, who utilize that for the highest good of all, you will naturally start to acclimate that, and you yourself will be tapped in and start being able to use your intuition, go with the flow. You'll start doing the inner work without even realizing you're doing the inner work, right?
Yes, I love that so much.
So what healing or gift do you hope most to offer others? What will you be doing here at the school?
So right now I'm going to be teaching people how to self-trust and heighten their intuition through tarot readings or learning the cards and understanding the meanings and symbolism behind them. I also like telling people when I'm going to teach this course, it's also going to help them transform. So it's all about connecting with our emotions and our feelings and again, having that self-trust, because something that I've realized as a teacher is some people kind of question themselves, right? They do a little bit of that comparing themselves to another person. And I want to help those people understand that we are ourselves. There's no one like Lori. There's no one like me. Like we may have similar things, but we're so gifted and unique that I want to help those individuals tap into that.
That's awesome. So if they are just joining your class or joining the school, what do you feel, actually anybody listening to us right now, what do you think people need to know most about right now? Like in the world, what can they feel? What feels fast, loud? Are they disconnected? What do you believe people are truly longing for?
Well, for sure, community. But right now, what I'm feeling is that there's still separation. There's still this division. There's this gap, right? And I would love, my main thing for this school and in general for the collective is to realize that we are not those things outside of ourselves. We are source. We are spirit. We are embodiment of God, right? We are divinity. And so I want to help everyone understand that we can become one and we can have different perspectives and different upbringings. But at the end of the day, it's the unconditional love that's going to bring us together. So that's my big, big mission.
So, at this point in your life, what truth do you know in your bones?
Ooh, my truth. In my bones. Well, I am a magical, whimsical, enlightened fairy. That's something that I know to be true, right? And that I am the creator of my own life. I can either, again, choose to be my ego self, or I can choose to let my circumstances and the things around me dictate who I am, or I can again rise from the ashes and be that victor and conquer. And I will always continue, and I choose to, because I don't want to be that low vibration anymore. And it's interesting because I can't go back. I've tried. I've really tried. I'm like, you know what, I'm done. And then spirit is like, sorry, sweetheart, you are restarted.
Oh, yeah. I tell people that all the time. It's like, once you begin ascending, once you start waking up to your truth and to who you are and to what really is going on, you can't go back. You're not going to ever be the same person again. And that's what excites me the most about inviting people into a safe place, is that you get to be you, and you'll never have to be the other way again as you grow and change. Well,
Yep,
I
it
want to
won't.
thank you so much, Carol, for being here with us, for sharing so openly and beautifully today. And thank you to everyone watching. If something in this conversation stirred your heart, trust that there was a reason that you found it. And to explore more on the teachers, classes, and Carol, the community within Mystery School, 8th House Mystery School, stay connected with us. Like and follow our YouTube, our social media, and you'll periodically see some really cool random stuff that maybe will benefit you that you didn't expect. So again, thank you, and until next time.